A story about procrastination. In 1830, Victor Hugo was catastrophically behind deadline on The Hunchback of Notre Dame. His publisher had given him only a few months left, but Hugo was a spectacular procrastinator, entertaining visitors, wandering Paris, and finding excuses not to write. Desperately, he invented a bizarre discipline system. He gathered all his normal clothes, gave them to his servant, and ordered them to be locked away. He kept only a massive wool shawl that draped around him like a monk's robe, and he was too embarrassed to leave his house dressed like a hermit, so he confined himself indoors. He also bought a huge bottle of ink, a literal symbol of his siege that would go down over time. And each morning, he sat half naked at his desk, the cold air biting, with nothing to do but face the manuscript. From that point on, his study became a cell. According to the legend, Hugo would draft furiously and then slide the finished papers under the door where his servant collected them for safekeeping. He was so cut off that even small needs had to be negotiated through the barrier. Food and fresh paper were passed back the other way, so the routine never broke. He wrote day after day, often for 12 hours straight, and finished the entire novel within the lockdown months. By January 15th, 1831, the manuscript was complete. Frantic burst that birthed one of the great novels of the century. Without that desperate, almost theatrical punishment system, the book that cemented Hugo's legacy might never have been completed. Basically, you will be amazed at what you can complete when you have no other option. We like to pretend procrastination is a time management problem, but regularly it isn't. It's more like a self-protection strategy wearing a Fitbit. When we delay doing the thing we know we should do, we're sometimes not wrestling with our schedule. We're wrestling with our self-worth. And the logic goes a bit like this. If I try and fail, everyone will see. So if I never try at all, the failure is private and deniable and safe. This is the psychological sleight of hand at the heart of much of procrastination, as far as I can see. It feels like avoidance, but it functions like armor. You convince yourself the task is scary, or the conditions aren't perfect, or you need to feel ready first. But really, you're just terrified that doing your best might not be good enough. So you don't do anything. On the surface, procrastination looks like laziness, but underneath, it's fear wearing a pajama top. And the tragedy is how elegant the trap is. Number one, you procrastinate because you don't want to look bad. Number two, this fear stops you from doing things. Number three, you are afraid of failure, but by procrastinating, you guarantee failure. You inoculate yourself from failure publicly by certifying your failure privately. You get to say, well, I could have done it if I'd actually tried. This is the safety blanket. It's an emotional insurance policy, the psychological loophole that allows you to stay intact while your dreams slowly starve. It's, weirdly, one of the few behaviors where we congratulate ourselves for executing a strategy that literally delivers the opposite of what we want. It's like a man who refuses to play the game unless he can guarantee victory, not realizing that refusing to play is the only guaranteed loss. Every time you hide in procrastination, you choose the fake safety of hypothetical excellence over the real messy human business of trying and failing and trying again. You choose the version of you who could have done great things over the version of you who actually might. And this is the uncomfortable truth. Procrastination is often not about indecision. It's a decision to live in theory rather than in practice. Once you see it clearly, the whole game changes. The question stops being, why can't I get started? And becomes, what am I so afraid will be true about me if I actually try? That's a much harder question, which is why most people never ask it. They just carry on congratulating themselves for their caution while quietly guaranteeing the outcome that they fear most. The antidote isn't motivation. Motivation comes and goes. The antidote is surrender. You lower the stakes. You let yourself look foolish. You accept the embarrassment of being a beginner, the awkwardness of doing something badly, the exposure of your real effort being put on the line. Because once you remove the need to look good, the need to start becomes easy. It turns out that the hardest part of any meaningful work is not so much the work itself. It's the identity shift that you must endure from someone who protects their image to someone who risks it. If you can do that once and procrastination stops being a dragon, instead it becomes what it always was, which is a flimsy emotional habit built to protect a version of you that was never meant to survive adulthood. You don't need courage to begin. You just need the willingness to be seen beginning. Procrastination is a massive problem, and there's practical limitations, usually two, as far as I can see. The first one, you don't know what to do. You have this big project. You don't write a book, you write a sentence, or you open a Word document, or you do research. You don't know what to do. Relatively easy solution. What is the next physical action? I need to write a book. Okay, well, where are you? I'm in bed. Okay, well, I fucking throw the covers off you. Then you need to get one leg out of bed, then another leg out of bed, then you need to stand up, then you need to go to the bathroom, then you need to put your pants on, then you need to go into the living room, then you need to get your laptop out. Like, that is the next physical action. Most people can go one more step, but can't run a marathon in a single go. The same thing is true. Second big practical reason is you know what to do, but you don't know how to do it. And that, with the world of ChatGPT and Google and YouTube and friends that you can ring and experts and coaches, is pretty easy to fix. Like, I don't know what to do, break it down to next physical action. I know what to do, but I don't know how to do it. But the big bit, I think, when asking why is it that I'm scared of even getting to that stage, why do I not want to answer that question myself, is because of this. It's this identity problem. It's the fact that you would rather assure your failure privately, inoculate yourself from failure publicly by assuring your failure privately. That version of you, that bit of you that needs protecting, doesn't actually need as much protection as you probably think. And this means that the procrastination thing, if you're not careful, if you don't turn around and face or pick up that sort of part of you that's worried about being seen, that's worried about failing, that's scared about being judged from people, if you don't turn around and deal with that, he will or she will follow behind you. And every time that you try to sort of take a step back to run at something, you'll step on them and they'll yelp. So the very thing that you were worried of happening, which is becoming irrelevant and people not caring, is going to happen if you don't go for it. And I would much sooner. Maybe it's a maturity thing. It's probably going to get easier as you get older because people realize as they age that failure isn't that big of a deal, and that somebody who tries somebody who tries, regardless of whether or not they succeed or fail, somebody who gives it a crack is worthy of respect way more than somebody who has this sort of sardonic, distanced, non-earnest, insincere, like cutting cool, I didn't need to do that, man, like I don't really tried anything, man. All right, well, they're not the people that I want to hang around with, and they're not the people that my friends want to hang around with either. So find your tribe. You can be around people who have the willingness to be seen beginning, or the people who would rather look cool for fear of failing publicly at something that they might win at.